This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we talk perineums, gorillas, pointless exercises, and RTS integra education. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Sorry, Dan, I was busy sunning my perineum.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Dan Meek.
And me, Tom Hall.
You've been doing that for years, mate.
I know. I mean, it's only been popularised lately, isn't it? So,
I know, it's almost like someone caught you doing it and thought, that looks good.
I mean, immediately when I saw it, I was just like, next time on holiday, this is exactly what I do, so good luck. Hope you enjoy it.
That is just, it's so ludicrous, isn't it?
I saw you posted about it because I sent you it last week.
I just can't believe
you had to go dig back in 3 or 4 days later after I sent that to Dan. He obviously went to research it.
Yeah.
And you're like, there's got to be something to this.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to try this out. And then I was like, oh no, doctors have advised against it, funnily enough. Funny enough, doctors have advised against you getting a very sensitive area of your body, exposed to UV rays.
I mean,
apparently.
if we want to be blunt, yeah, you just kind of lie on your back, legs ajar, kind of up in the air, and
almost like you're giving birth, really.
Yeah,
just
pretty much that kind of thing. And then you just take in the sun. Yeah.
I mean, why anyone would want to do that is beyond me.
It'd be pretty airy. So.
I don't think anyone's ever sort of questioned someone's, tanned perineum, have they?
I mean, not a day goes by if you don't send me your tanned perineum.
Fucking hell, that's too much information. Jesus
Christ! All right, I guess apologies are in order because Dan was there and I saw his rant on his Instagram saying.
Yeah, hang on a minute, right? Hang on, I'm over here, Mr. Boring Life, got no life at all, right? Both you and Mike did the same thing to me. I messaged them, and everyone was like, I can't do a podcast normal time this week, so can we do a different time? And I replied with like 3 different options, didn't get a single response from Tom, and then I went in to see him that day, and I was like, so we're not recording the podcast then, are we not? And he's like, oh yeah, I couldn't really do it because I've been out every night, so, okay, great. So yeah, he's been a socialite, Tom has, so he decided to just go out now instead of doing podcasts, he just wants to go out and drink instead. So
there is a chance that maybe I can do 1, 2, or 3 this week, but I mean, you probably don't want to now.
I think the people have realised your heart's not in this anymore, Tom.
Well, apologies. I was being a socialite, I guess. We were out every day last week. There's some cool places. It was nice.
That's nice to know. I was at home waiting with the Skype on, waiting for the podcast.
I spent all day with you on Wednesday. You're fine.
Yeah, that was a chore as well, wasn't it?
It was a chore. We actually talked business. It was weird, wasn't it?
It was a bit weird, wasn't it, actually? Me and you actually talking sense for about a day.
Sense.
It was about 6 hours we were together for, and we must have spoke the most sense in those 6 hours than we have done in our previous how many years it's been knowing each other.
195 on the show. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, my work notes and stuff are still up. My cleaner was in today, and she did not tear them down, so that's good. Otherwise, I would have been lost. So I haven't taken pictures of them like you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, do we want to talk about anything that we were talking about Wednesday?
If you can remember, but you got the notes there. So
I got the notes there.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially we're putting together plans for something pretty cool next year. It will be, I want to say mentorship stuff. It is mentorship stuff.
Yeah. With
myself and Daniel. And obviously it will be, so we're starting from now. We can hold all you guys accountable for a Q2 launch.
Yeah, there you go.
Jesus Christ. So we're going to do a hell of a lot of work over the next kind of 4 months. Kind of middle of March should be hopefully complete, and then I guess onboarding middle of March. That'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 10 lucky people.
Yeah, we're going to shoot for about 10 lucky people. That's probably, you can sign up now if you really want to. But
yeah.
Weirdos. But yeah, we're doing some sort of mentorship scheme based off business, education, personal training, all of the above, and not like if you're a fresh like newbie, but if you've got a little client base and you want to get better, basically. But we'll talk to people in like real life Skype conversations. If you want to register your interest, then reach out to us already. But we will actually do some official stuff. But there's no harm in doing that because you're just eager beavers, isn't you? Yeah, it'll be fun. Be fun,
yeah,
mate.
We actually thought about it, didn't we? We actually put some thought into it.
actually had like a thing on time plan, price points, how much stuff is going to go in it. It's going to be app based, all this crap. I mean, it's like we're in a business meeting.
It's like we know what we're doing, but let's not give them that impression.
No, never. Wonderful. It was good though. Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Exciting. It's definitely time that we definitely need to do it. And considering we've been successfully running PT businesses for a combined 15 to 18 years.
Oh god, that's scary, isn't it?
Somewhere around that. Been relatively successful. Have waiting lists, all that jargon. But yeah, cool, right? So just up our prices. Just get rid of those clients. Right. Yeah.
Just keep upping them all the way.
All the way. If I double them and then I have to work half the hours, I can lose half of them, right? That works.
That's maths, mate. That's right there. Mate, if you doubled your prices, mate, no one would be able to afford to train with you. £20,000 a session. No one's going to do that.
That'd be Ben Bruno prices, wouldn't it?
yeah. Mate, imagine his life he's got. Jesus Christ.
He's got a good pad, hasn't he? So it's understandable now.
Yeah, I get it now. It all makes sense now.
All makes sense.
I mean, let's just think about it for a second. If he sees 2 clients a day, 5 days a week...
Pretty good, isn't it?
20 grand a month, is that?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, on quid, what's he at? £300 an hour? Yeah, it's alright, isn't it?
Not bad, is it?
Put that in perspective. £300 an hour, and I'm going to put my neck out there. He's probably no more qualified than me or you.
He just knows people, mate. He just got lucky. He just got lucky.
Yeah. He's done at least 10, 15 years of hard graft and ridiculously good training. That's what I put it down to. He's earned himself there. So fair play to him. Lovely guy as well. All right. Yeah, we've got a couple of things to talk about, haven't we, Daniel?
Apparently so.
Shall we just play this?
For example, Connor, we look at the elephant, the silverback gorilla. Now, this is the largest muscle structures on the planet. And what do they live on? They live on raw vegetation.
Thanks, mate. Thanks. They live on raw vegetation.
Are you just trying to wind me up today?
I think so. I just played that to Dan pre-show, and he was like, "What the fuck's that? What is that?" I mean, number one, her accent's awful. What is she talking about? No idea. But I think the whole premise of what she was talking about was about plant-based diets, Dan.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And there's actually somebody in the gym right now who has definitely started doing something from the Game Changers, and that's the battle rope stuff. Because obviously he was just like, oh yeah, I could do this for 10 minutes, and then 20 minutes came around, and I was still going. It was finding it easy, and then half an hour. Then I went for a full hour and was like, yeah, it's fine. Let's put it down. Hang on a minute. You saying plant-based training actually cures cardiovascular disease? Because it just raises cardiovascular health straight away. Is that what you said playing class? That's what Game Changers said. So,
wow,
because he had some fruit the night before, he has a CV system to go nuts. Definitely happens. No?
Wow.
Did his VO2 max increase because of the...
Yeah, just because eating fruit, mate.
Because I had a banana night before.
Usain Bolt definitely didn't eat loads and loads of chicken nuggets and become the world's fastest man. Definitely not.
Even though I went to a conference with his coach, didn't he? And he was like, oh, what was on the thing? He was like, wake up, have some nuggets, go back to sleep. Woke up, ate some nuggets, went back to sleep, went to track, broke the world record.
Yeah.
That was his day.
Can you imagine that? That's where all these arguments fall down, though, isn't it? Because it's like, you're an idiot if you believe this. Come on, just did a bit of research, didn't we, before this? Anyway, so
I mean, a bit of research. We googled it.
Yeah, I googled it. A bit of research, but it is on a website called sciencing.com, so I'm going to believe it. The bulk of the mountain gorilla diet is vegetation. They eat a lot of shoots, leaves, and plant matter. There are actually about 142 varieties of plants represented in the silverback's diets, including bamboo, celery, nettles, thistles, and succulent herbs.
Mate, you got to be hard if you're eating nettles.
When they can get them, they also love to eat any wild berries they can find. To sustain their weight, they need to eat about 60 pounds of food every day.
So what's that? Yeah, about 28 kilos?
Yeah, just the 28 kilos, mate. But I mean, the most interesting thing for me though is if this woman is suggesting that we need to eat what gorillas eat, then we should be eating bamboo. Bamboo, nettles.
I mean, there is nettle soup. People do eat nettle soup.
Yeah,
don't they?
but also 28 kilos of it.
Just to put that in perspective, of total food a person eats, it's about 1 to 2 kilos, or maybe 1 to 3 for a large male like myself.
Yeah,
I mean, but not like Dan. You're about 500 grams or something.
Yeah, about half a kilo. Maybe not. Anyway, occasionally the silverback will also eat grubs and bugs, so they're not that perfect, then, are they?
They just can't help themselves. They see one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to be vegan. Oh god.
Apart from steak, they love steak.
Yeah. If the gorillas happen to find a wild ant nest, they will break into it and eat the ants inside. Killers.
See, if they happen to find it.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Because they're like, oh no.
If they happen to roll across a cow dead in front of them, they probably eat it. Silverbacks also eat rotting wood and small animals from time to time. Of course they do. So rotting wood as well. We've got to eat rotting wood.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna hypothesize, okay, that the small animals and stuff are harder to find. Therefore, they probably don't eat as many of them.
Probably hard, and also probably take more energy to run after them and shit. Yeah. Why bother when you can just eat bamboo that's right there?
Bamboo's not running away from you.
Yeah, yeah. So, though the primary diet consists of much easier to find vegetation, as we just mentioned, the silverback gorilla, like humans, are an omnivorous species. They can eat meat or plants as they choose. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, about the gorilla, and they also in the jungle, water is not extremely easy to find. Interesting, that, isn't it? Interesting, because they probably need water more than they need food to survive. Probably, I would suggest. Fortunately, gorillas are not actually affected by this because their diet includes bamboo shoots, herbs, and many fruits which contain a lot of water. Bamboo, which is the bulk of their diet, let's just remember that, especially, is about 84% water. I wonder why they eat so much bamboo. In the 60 pounds of vegetation they consume daily, there is enough water to sustain the gorilla, especially during the rainy season. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, if the gorilla had a massive cup of water there and a dead cow, I am pretty sure they would probably go for that. But they don't, do they? They don't. So yeah, if you fancy having the diet of a gorilla, just remember that you have to eat nearly 28 kilos of bamboo a day. It's exactly sold in supermarkets, is it?
I know. I mean,
and we're also forgetting the key thing here. They're gorillas.
I mean, yeah, they're gorillas, and we're humans. Yeah. I mean, they probably have a different digestive system.
I mean, to be fair, amino acids. I mean, the woman on the video sounds like she has the brain cells of a fucking silverback.
She was jacked. She wasn't. She was smaller than Dan. Put that in perspective.
Yeah. The fact that most vegans actually lose muscle mass when they turn vegan probably not on that.
Also,
and all the vegan bodybuilders as well. Just remember, all the vegan bodybuilders that are on steroids. It's definitely.
They have a higher percentage of fast twitch muscle fibers, which they're for hypertrophy. So that's why they look jacked. Genetically, they're gorillas again. So
yeah, the gorillas. Yeah.
I mean, the end of the point is going to be they're gorillas. But yeah, it's just
they are gorillas.
And I mean, she did talk about an elephant, but there wasn't any. I'm not going to look up any studies on elephants because they're even. I'm going to put it out there. They're less similar to humans than gorillas.
Only slightly, though, Tom. Let's not be too much on it. I mean, only slightly. I mean, I don't know about you, but I hold water in my nose all the time, ready to just spit it out all the time.
Yeah, definitely. Just you always go back to the same place when you want to, I guess, fornicate.
I rarely fornicate. I tend to do it in the same place, actually. Yeah, I mean, ridiculous.
It's definitely where your ancestors did it, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You have to go, just wander back every year. It's fine. It's what Christmas time's for.
So 16 to 18 hours, or nearly 80% of an elephant's day is spent feeding. Brilliant. Elephants consume grasses, small plants, bushes, fruit, twigs, tree bark, and roots. Tree bark is a favourite food source for elephants.
Because there's fucking tons of it.
It's funny, but go wild. You know what? If you want to be vegan, you want to be like an elephant, go and eat some fucking tree bark. Yeah. No vegans are eating tree bark, are they? It's ridiculous.
The argument was, obviously, this lady was just like putting on muscle mass, being getting hypertrophy, and being jacked and putting on weight, for example. But yeah, I'm going to say if you eat 28 kilos of anything, you're going to put on weight.
I'm sorry, but they're not weight training either, are they? Like, they're not in the gym busting out sets, are they? Like, come on. Like, this is ridiculous.
Absolutely crazy.
Oh, these people are so stupid.
Absolutely.
Again, don't get me wrong. We should probably all eat more plants in our diets, probably, right? Let's just say that.
Let's put that. But let's go give a percentage. Wild speculation percentage, about 75%.
Yeah, oh yeah, probably, yeah. But I think between 50-75%, pretty decent amount.
You'd probably be nailed on, yeah.
Plant-based, right?
Yeah.
Now, the thing that annoys me is that they're comparing themselves to fucking gorillas.
FYI, when we say plant-based, doesn't mean you can make the plant into something. Like,
yeah.
I think people lack the ability to realise that. Oh, what you just eat raw plants? It's like no. You can you can make it into something.
Yeah, it's just I just find it odd. Like plant-based is like so flowers, for example, would be they're planted from the ground. Wheat, rice, potatoes, all that sort of good stuff.
Or mental potatoes, is that plant-based?
Huh?
I'm joking. No.
I genuinely didn't hear you. I just don't hear you. And then all that other stuff. All the other good stuff for you, like fruits, vegetables. Like, believe it or not, like roast potatoes. That's plant-based.
It's fucking delicious, mate.
If you do it in olive oil, not goose fat, which why would you do that? But you could. Olive oil. Plant-based, there you go. That's plant-based, roast potatoes. So you can get fat being on a plant-based diet. Like, this is the whole thing about it, is like you could eat roast potatoes, right, all the time, and chips, and get fat quite easily. Anyway,
mate.
Just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
We had Thanksgiving sides the other day. Was it Sunday? Belated Thanksgiving. But one thing that I feel like you would absolutely destroy was sweet potato. It was a version of yams, really, but it was sweet potato because yams don't exist over here. Sweet potato, maple syrup, and marshmallows all baked in one.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's like mashed together. So good.
So, can we just go back to this argument again? Sorry to come back to this again, but I'm pretty sure bears are big and big. Don't they eat animals?
I think
they do. Yeah, they do. So I just quashed the argument.
I mean, they eat honey and stuff as well.
Yeah. What about polar bears as well? Like they eat stuff. There's no plants and
seals. There's no. Yeah, very true.
I mean, ridiculous. It's just a ridiculous argument. Ridiculous argument.
No water there, though, mate. Oh wait, mate.
They just highlight how stupid they are.
Crazy. Anyway, I mean, if we're going to turn that into a positive, Dan, let's keep this into a positive. So
No, because you know what? Someone else said that to me on Instagram today, and it pissed me off, right? Because I saw a Gymshark video of a guy doing wrist curls, and he was going on how good his arm day was. And I just put in the comments, someone tagged me now, I just put in the comments, this looks like a load of shit. And then I got a comment from some random person who was just like, it's not a load of shit. How about you try being positive about it? I'm like, no one needs a fucking arm day with wrist curls in it, mate.
No, literally no one.
Oh. And he called me Negative Nancy, and I was just like, I'm so offended.
Alliteration, it must mean it's true. So, but all right, let's not use the word positive and negative. Let's have an outcome measure from this conversation.
Eat more plants.
No. We're gonna put it into more of a fitness-based thing. So, if you are vegetarian, or maybe just in general, Dan, how do you get your protein in? If you want to go plant-based protein.
Plant-based protein.
Say you've I just cannot eat another chicken. Oh, that bacon is just. I can't eat another slice of bacon. Baked beans? Is that your go-to?
That'd be my go-to, yeah.
Reduced salt. Reduced.
No,
just full on.
Full on baked beans, mate.
That's number one. Come on, top three.
But that's what you got. There's not really much else. But kidney beans and lentils. They're like it. That's it.
Bam. Facts. There you go, mate.
Edamame beans, all right.
Everybody's got. People got what they come for now. We can touch shit for them. You can give them a free facts. There you go. Cool.
No, but I've said this before. I could actually be a veggie. I could be. If someone said to me tomorrow, you have to go veggie, I could easily do it because I get a lot of my protein from yogurt, eggs, and whey protein and stuff like that. I'm cool with that.
I'm the same, to be honest. Like my first two things this morning, actually, my whole morning, I have a plum every morning, pre-wit. I had some yogurt. It's the collective one. That collective yogurt, so fucking good. And so that was my morning. Didn't really have enough protein, but when I got to the gym, I had two vegan protein bars because they taste better. They taste like a little chocolate dessert. So almond Snickers, vegan based, and then that was like my whole morning. And then I came back and had eggs and bread. I was vegetarian for most of the day, and I just had a little bit of chicken, and that's it. Crazy, right? So I've had not literally, Dan, not literally no meat. I had a little bit of chicken, but a very small amount of meat in my volume. So
I could do it. I could do it.
I could do it. Yeah.
If I had to, I'm not choosing to, but if I had to, I could. The difference.
There's going to be a new thing. We're gonna do one day vegetarian, mate.
I'm not.
Yeah, well, accidentally, and somebody pointed it out to me, 100%. And I'm like, oh yeah, we have, yeah, you're correct. I had an omelette, and I've just eaten all the eggs in the store. So, yeah, the whole Parks and Rec scene.
The thing is, like, I don't get it because, like, I'm coming from the argument of not being vegan and not fucking being 100% plant-based but not from someone who eats meat all the time. Like, I get it. No. If someone eats meat every single meal and they're like, love bacon, love their sausages, like every breakfast, and then they're eating steak all the time. Like, but I genuinely am not that fussed about it. Like, I take it or leave it. Like, some mornings I have, like I said, dairy or whatever. So it's not even like I'm that person who just eats meat every single meal because they love it. Like, and I still can see the benefits of not being 100% plant-based. But yeah,
true.
Anyway, I think we just waste everyone's time by
that. You know who isn't wasting everybody's time? Baby Yoda. Have you seen all the Baby Yoda memes?
What is that about?
Mate, are you not watching The Mandalorian?
Obviously not.
Oh, you're insane. So cute. There's a song.
You've got too much fucking time on your hands, because I'm over here waiting to do a podcast. I'm over here waiting to do a podcast, and you're fucking watching Star Wars.
The Mandalorian's only 30 minutes long, so you've got 30 minutes. You just said to me that you watched Die Hard at 11:30 a.m. this morning.
I did actually.
I'm sorry. You didn't have a leg to stand on. You were like, I've got too much time on my hands.
No,
that's what your coach is doing, FYI, clients, is watching
what
Die Hard
I was doing a podcast with you this evening at 7 p.m. till 9, so I was like, do you know what, I'm going to watch Die Hard during the day.
Great. I mean, get your Christmas movies in early, right? You've got to start them rolling.
That is the number one Christmas movie of all time, by the way.
No, it's not, though. It's not according to IMDb.
Well, that's wrong.
It is number 2. I think It's a Wonderful Life is number 1.
It's not, though, is it?
I think Die Hard's number 2, and then it's like the rest. Elf and stuff.
Elf's good.
Elf and Home Alone and that kind of stuff. Yeah. But yeah. A Nightmare Before Christmas. Got to start doing these.
We've got to have a list.
I think we've got to do a list of films, 100%. We'll just scroll through 100 IMDb films. That'll be an exciting episode, won't it, guys? No, but we can have a list of that. Definitely, we're not good like film critics, so that'd be ridiculous, and we'll get absolute heat from it. And I couldn't give a shit. The panel of 2, innit? It reminds me, the pulleys are going to come up. We got to start actually putting together some polls or stuff, deciding who's going to win the. What is it? Protein bar. We haven't done a protein bar taste for a while, man.
There's a lot of stuff we haven't done for a while. We haven't done a fucking podcast for a while. So
I think we're actually due for, and we need to do about 5 this month to be on track.
Brilliant.
Crazy. It's alright, I've got like half of December off. Forced to take my holiday. So
what's your hard life, isn't it?
Hard life. I've barely taken any holiday this year. What were we going through? You were talking about pointless. Oh yeah, Baby Yoda's from Mandalorian, and there's a song on. If you type in Baby Yoda, I'm not going to play it because like copyright and stuff. On Spotify, and it's what's it called then? It's called Baby Yoda.
Original. Floating
in a Pod. I'll put it up on my my Instagram now. You can just chat for a second.
Oh, brilliant! Baby Yoda. No, I've seen the memes flying around. The memes.
Yeah, the memes are amazing.
I've seen them, and I did think, what the fuck is that all about? Because I just thought someone had like, I don't know, not drawn the picture, but like made the picture. I didn't realise it was actually from something.
Oh yeah, and FYI, I'm going to spoil everybody because I am a massive nerd. It's not actually It's not actually Yoda. The timeline's wrong.
Brilliant.
So
they're wrong. So they made themselves look stupid, haven't they?
It's not actually Yoda because the Mandalorian is set post Return. It's after the Empire falls, so it's actually post Return of the Jedi. And Yoda, spoiler. Obviously, this was from 1983, but spoiler alert: Yoda dies in Episode 6, so it can't be him. And also, it's 50 years old, and it's post that. So he's about 800, 700 odd in that one. So Yoda got busy, obviously, at some point, made a baby, and between the 50 years of that and him done it. So it's probably it's Yoda's baby, not baby Yoda.
Yeah.
There we go.
I'm so glad we solved that mystery.
There it is. We're done. Mandalorian is great, FYI. Season 2 is already being filmed. Isn't that a good thing?
No,
obviously not. Alright, pointless exercises, Daniel. And then that will lead us onto the course that I went on the weekend.
Yeah, so I was filming content one night yesterday in the gym, and obviously all the other trainers in there taking the piss. Yeah, they were getting their behind the scenes videos of me doing shit. But basically, I just posted. I wasn't on Instagram very long, and I screen recorded a few exercises, and I just went through them all. And the amount of shit you see is ridiculous. And the pointless exercises always seem to go down on Instagram. People enjoy showing them, and I'm very, very grateful for showing them. It means a lot because obviously when you make content, one of the things you want out of it is that people will enjoy it enough to share it with people. So I did the whole dumbbell punches, the shadow boxing with the dumbbells, which is ridiculous. That's not even an exercise. And then holding the plate between your hands and then pressing it out and try and get your chest. Doesn't work. And then just some glute exercises with fuck all weight, basically, and how it doesn't actually do anything and build muscle. And they're always done by these women who have very, very good-looking arses. I will not deny that. In usually bright-coloured leggings. They're doing these exercises, and then these women are just copying these exercises they're doing, and without understanding that they did not get that arse from those exercises. They're just doing it because it gets shared and liked on Instagram.
Wait, what?
They do it. Yeah, only hard to believe, isn't it? But yeah, it's hard to believe that a good arse goes well on Instagram. Funny that, just like all the bikini pictures and stuff. And it's just and Brett Contreras put a post the other day, and he was like, "Oh, how to get good glutes," and it was basically 60% genetics. 60% of it is genetics.
I think so.
20% was training, 20% was nutrition. Basically, I think he put. And again, it's all just arbitrary. But the man studies flipping glutes for his life.
He is the glute guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and he put up main factors influencing the appearance of your glutes, genetics, 60%. It's just like a ballpark based on his coaching experience kind of thing. He said, look, there's no real massive...
Yeah, but he's been training arses for 25 years.
Yeah, there's a certain amount you can do to improve it. But basically, the other thing that he's known for is that you have to give a serious amount of load and weight to the glutes for them to grow. They're a very, very strong muscle group. Very, very strong. Probably one of the strongest muscle groups in your body.
I think the strongest.
Believe it or not, they can handle you lifting your leg up with no weight, putting it back down again. Ridiculous. I mean... I just don't understand it. So... And then today, after I posted it yesterday, I found some more videos because, of course, I was looking for them. So I go on my Explore page, and then my Instagram Explore page is just full of Instagram girls with their asses out. Not my fault. Not my fault. Not my fault, right?
Laura, are you listening? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, not my fault. And then there's this one, and there's a woman on a Stairmaster, and she's just doing every exercise you know on a Stairmaster, which is, by the way, walking up and down it. With a glute band on. So she's just walking straight up and down it with a glute band on. Then she does the sideways bits, obviously, and then she does running up it with the glute band on. And I was like, just because you have a glute band on doesn't make any fucking difference. Focus on either doing cardio or focus on doing weights. Anyway, so I posted about my story, and people quite enjoyed it because I just posted myself doing everyday activities with a glute band on, looking like a twat, which is what I'm good at, looking like a twat. And I'm actually going to post it as a full post going out. But I mean, I feel sorry for people because obviously it's put out there, and people just follow it, and they think that they look at someone's arse and go, "Oh, if they're doing it, it must be that." And it's no, it's not. Just because someone's strong, that maybe again the Usain Bolt argument. He was eating chicken nuggets. That's not to say if you eat chicken nuggets, you're going to be the world's fastest man. It doesn't work like that. Anyway, you can tell I'm in a ranty mood. But, yeah, it's the same equivalent though, isn't it? It's looking at that woman doing that. It's the equivalent of going, "Oh, I'm going to eat these chicken nuggets. It's going to make me quicker." It won't make you quicker. You have to run quicker.
If anybody wants to grow their glutes, I'll give you a little nugget here. So, what does the glute max do? Let's decide what it does first.
Well, apparently, all it does is look good on Instagram.
So the glute max, which is the big ass one, is in charge of something called external rotation. Go look that up. And that's
moving your leg out to the side.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And is in charge of, I believe, it's extension, Dan. Extension of the hip. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So do those two things, probably start working your bum.
So hip extension, by the way, for those of you, is imagine if you're bending over touching the floor, and then imagine coming back upright again.
Yeah. So bending over a bit is flexion.
Yeah.
That's not what the glute does. It's an antagonist, and then it controls you going back up.
Exactly.
It's when you can stretch it out, contract.
And you need to do that holding weights, because it's, again, very, very strong, and it can do that on its own without much trouble.
It's madness when you look at the body like that, and you decide, I want to train this. What movements does it do? And then put a load on him.
I know, ridiculous, isn't it? It's a crazy thought, but like again, you see it all over Instagram. People doing the kickbacks on the Stairmaster, and it's just like, and and the whole thing as well about like. So the other thing that they've been popularised for, the glute bands and stuff, is the whole like activation, isn't it? You love that, don't you, Tom? Activation.
I do like the activation word.
Activation, yeah. It's just get stronger. Just get stronger. Like if you want to do a bit of glute band work to feel your glutes or whatever before you go, and do it for a couple of sessions, and then after that, sack it off because you don't need to worry about it. Do the squats. But there's no real benefit to doing it. And like when you see Brett Contreras do it, he does it banded, and he puts the band on right. But then he's also got them doing 250-pound hip thrusts at the same time.
It's because so he did it. Correctly, because he wants the glute to do those exact same. The hip thrust does the extension bit, right? That's what it's training, but it doesn't particularly do the external rotation bit, and that's what the band is cueing.
Yes.
Boom. There we go. All right. And fucking, I'm kind of fed up with people doing really bad foot positions on hip thrusting as well. Really annoys me. It just looks wrong when you have your feet splayed out. Just put them as if you're kind of, I don't know, squatting straight forward. If I'm standing behind you, you should not be able to see your feet through your knees. That's your cue.
You do well to see them through your knees. But, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if they're not being blocked by your knees, your feet are in the wrong place, as far as I'm concerned, and you're not at like some sort of 90-degree flexion, 90-degree bend of your knee. Basically, if your coach is doing that and your feet are splayed really far out and like really turned out, it's not cool. No bueno, man. Yeah, but it's going to be externally rotated, which is not going to work, is it? No, definitely not going to work.
And it's also the thing, like even with that external rotation, it's also the theory. Sorry, the lack of theory behind it is that these muscles aren't particularly moving. Like even if you did that and you held in that externally rotated position, you're not actually doing the whole like stretching and shortening the muscle bit, which is required somewhat for hypertrophy. Yeah. So it's like just holding a glute bridge at the top. It's like it's just, you might feel your glutes a little bit, but it's not actually going to grow them a huge amount. Like you need to go through that whole process of stretching and shortening the muscle. And that's the thing I think it gets lost on people is that they do the whole isometric holds, and it's just a bit like it doesn't really do anything. Like the other one as well on Instagram, good one, is sitting on a wall, isn't it? Sit on the wall and then hold the plate on your legs. Just sit there. Just do that.
Even though the friction force is going the other way and you're driving in.
It hurts. So yeah. I just think people just. Again, I made this point in the post about the pointless exercise. I don't blame people for doing the exercises if they're copying other people. I blame people that are putting it out there and they should know better and they don't. They need to educate themselves and they're putting it out as content because they think they know what they're doing. People copying it, I've got no problem with it because how else are you supposed to know? Like you just following someone you respect or trust or whatever, and they're fucking idiots. So it's not your fault. But just don't copy people because they might not know what they're doing. Right. Unless you're copying us, copy us.
Just copy Dan. Just directly copy that post.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Okay, I was on a course on the weekend as well. We should probably.
How was it, Tom?
We could probably do this for 10 minutes. So I spent some time with Mike Golden, who is the founder of Integra Education. I believe and has a private PT studio thing in Shoreditch. So he follows the RTS principles. So I think it's called. Is it resistance training specialist? Don't quote me on that. I think it's that. I'm not too sure. The founder is a guy called Tom Purvis, I believe, who's like a Cybexy Kaiser cable guy. Hence why they use so many of them. Very good biomechanist is Michael Golden, not Tom Purvis. Michael Golden, he was the lad that was on my panel talking about training athletes' body power. and super smart guy. Basically applies mechanics to the human body, which is cool, very cool. I'm assuming quite a lot of people. We talked about it before on this show, right? And I went as an open book because me and Michael get on, right, and we speak outside of this, so outside of the course, and we know and respect each other. I think I respect him. He probably thinks I'm a twat.
He's bang on.
And it's just we come from not a different. We don't actually come. What I thought we came from different ends of the spectrum, and basically, he's not very big on social media, so therefore I've been falling victim of. I'm going to say meatheads popularising a very small portion of his work and what RTS do, and I would like to dick on those meatheads because you've basically taken a concept and popularised the bit. A rehab to single joint bit of it, and you should be progressing down your continuum, and you're not. So that's a bit weird, as far as I'm concerned. But you've gone really, really safe with exercise selection, which is fine for longevity, blah blah blah. But no real progression in kind of mechanical movement. Crazy. But maybe the same for you can just adding load, a little bit more load, on, which is what they do to create more torque. Which generally happens if you add more load, you create more torque. But basically the principles are it's just foundational biomechanics. If I really want to put it there, I do have an advantage, Dan, from going. So this course is for any personal trainer, right? I guess I've got the advantage as my master's degree is in biomechanics. So I've got a little bit of knowledge before this, just to go through. So I was understanding of like first, second, third class levers is quite foundational for us. And most of the body is third class levers, and we talk about where the effort or the load and the fulcrum is, and basically in what order they are will designate what kind of lever system it is. So you can give you a fulcrum, which on their terms is called an axis, and then the effort or load, the sort of line of force. Where that line of force is situated creates the moment arm around the axis. And a moment arm is, if it's big, it creates more torque on the muscle joint, and if it's small, then there's none, right? So you've talked about this when you were, God forbid, with Team Box.
Talked.
You prefer.
You're good, mate. I like it.
You did a little bit of lateral raising stuff, I believe. This is one that resonates in my mind when. You, Boxy, Emmett, we're all there doing lateral raises, and you're like, yeah, do this bit of the muscle, like this bit of the movement. You don't have to get it all the way to underneath your, I don't know, what are you training when you lateral raise, Dan? I see your anatomy.
Quad.
Shit, bang on.
What?
Wow.
Yeah,
you get that?
Glutes probably, just band it. Just do your glutes.
I'm going to go with deltoids, alright. But somewhere around there. Medial, a little bit, maybe. Depends on where you hold it in it. Pronated, supinated. You supinating your lateral things? Probably not.
All the way around, 360. I did.
Is it? You just twist in
all the way around,
like,
and then up.
Right, like you're opening the door backwards.
But it's like the whole argument, isn't it? Of like keeping tension on the muscle, and at what point does it stop, and there's no point doing it. Like I did it on that pointless exercises one, the dumbbell tricep kickback. It's like the most pointless exercise because once you get, most people bring it up to here, and they're like, there's no like. Think about how gravity's working, mate. Like, there's no point fucking doing a kickback with a dumbbell. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so that moment arm, where there's most tension, you could probably feel it a lot. That's probably where the moment arm is biggest. So in kind of like the bottom of a squat, we're not saying when the pelvis ticks under. As soon as we that's where the argument of losing tension and you're going to get injured from doing a tuck under or butt wink happens because your moment arm decreases from your hip and goes back towards the midline of your body, and therefore is actually lighter at that portion than it could be, and then you have to go up and make it heavier, then lighter again.
That's when people have that sticking point, isn't it, where they bounce out of it.
They bounce out. It's called stretch reflex, whatever. But yeah, it can be a case of maybe some people can't even get there because of their capsular issues or hip stuff and their hip anatomy. So don't.
And they need to get a glute band. So
that's it. Yeah, that would have solved all their problems. But yeah, it was based that kind of stuff, and the way Michael kind of he presented it was really good. I'm really honest. Like, it was down to earth. I'd gone in there with the, like, bad on me, I went in with the stigma thinking it's going to be like all about bodybuilding and it's a hypertrophy thing and that's it. But his progressions are just like for any other clients. It just so happens that a lot of his clients are bodybuilders now, or tend to be more towards that, or have hypertrophy gains or goals. They will get hypertrophy gains because their goals are static. Confused myself then. But
it's not hard.
No, it's late, mate. It's like 8:45.
Wow.
And then, so he goes from like a rehab protocol, then a single joint action, which is probably it's where a lot of the popular machine-based stuff happens, and then putting bands on shit. And then, then you go from single joint, guess what, to multi-joint. And that's where I feel like people who are practicing RTS don't spend enough time explaining the biomechanics of the multi-joint movements. And maybe they should.
I think it's one of those things where, isn't it, like with anything, it gets bastardized and people take what they want out of it and they put their spin on it, and then they kind of go, oh, thanks to the so-and-so for teaching me this is all they do, this is how amazing it is. And I'm sure that there's probably people out there who maybe if they speak to their mates, they'd be like, oh, yeah, Dan's the guy who just talks about calories and how, flexible diet, nothing else matters. It's like, well, actually, other things do matter, but people might just say that's what they think of how I say things, or, or Dan, he tries to get people to train as little as possible, minimum effective dose or whatever, but it's all about, again, generalizing that information you get from someone, and the reality is when you speak to them or they go to a course, there's always caveats to it, and there's always other ideas and other things you focus on. It's just that people will take what they want to hear from it, and they take what they want from it, and then they say that to people, and that's what you're known for. If that's what like with him, it's unfortunately and maybe he needs to say that. He needs to be a bit more forthright. Maybe we all do. I'd like to think people wouldn't just say that about me, like I just mentioned it, but I just was going for the real bastardized thing. People hopefully know me enough to know that's not what I do. But it's one of those things where he needs to maybe say, look, don't stick on this bit. You need to move through this rather than just stay where you are. And maybe a lot of them just want to stay where they are because they feel more comfortable there or whatever. But
so it was really cool, and like he explained to a lot of the guys of why the bands are there. So the purpose of the banded movements, say on the leg pressing or whatever. So it was interesting actually. So we all had a task to do, and the dickhead that I had to go and do something different, and make my group do it differently and use free weights. So everybody else used some sort of leg press to do a lower body movement. So whether it be a Cybex leg press or like a standing one, or seated, or something like that. So, and the task was to work out based off your foot position, midline of your foot, and then when you're pushing through your sacrum or whatever, to so you can get more glute or more quad, and then also match the strength profile to the resistance profile, so within that movement it becomes like harder or easier at the top, or blah 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 blah. Okay, or harder at the bottom, easier at the top, vice versa. So you get, I've lost the chain of thought, but yeah, you put a band on it, make it harder somewhere. And so they went and did that, and I was like, no, we're not going to use any machines. We're going to apply this, and we're going to go do a squat pattern, and we're going to do it there. And I was like, well, so, and guess what equipment we're going to use, Dan? What's my favourite piece of equipment?
Landmine.
Oh, we used a landmine. Oh, yeah, we did. I was like, we're going to do a landmine squat with a band. And I was like, it's madness. But they're great. And we'd explain it. And I was like, this is why it's that, blah, blah, blah. And then Michael was like, yeah, this is valid. Absolutely valid. This is why we do it. The only issue of it is load. Because is it going to be hard enough to do it? And I was like, yeah, we can slow tempos down, change that. Because he's talking about tempos and we like burst up. We also don't have to start from the bottom. We can also do a clean and like one of the clean... Because we got the clean grips, the neutral clean grips, we can clean it up, or we can just start it on our box and do a one-step shuffle. Absolutely fine. So you can have it in a goblet stance. It's usually the load that people can't hold there, but I can tend to load the fuck out of a landmine squat, and it can just be on my legs and not my upper body. Because if you kind of do enough squatting or front squatting, the core stuff isn't an issue with goblet squats. It's usually the legs that are going to give way. But if it does tend to be the core and arms that give way, probably need to train them a little bit more. If it's the legs, then you train them a little bit more. Catch up. It's nice. But yeah, I had to apply it to a landmine squat because that's what you can. You definitely can apply it to every single movement. And that's what needs to be put out in the social media for most people. And it is 100% if you want to go do like a taster RTS thing. This was like a day. There's probably like a 1 or 2 day workshops that he does. Really cool if you're a trainer who looks into biomechanics before doing their like 3 month to 6 week, 6 week, 3 month, 6 month one. There's like 3 different levels. Do it by Integra Education though, which is with Michael Golden. That's the UK one. It probably would be a little bit intense to do it straight off because you probably need to go for one of the workshops first. But I recommend it actually. I think it was nice to get a good look at biomechanics, at what should be not a fundamental level. I don't think every trainer needs to know it 100%. They can get away with not knowing it. But it's just more of an understanding of why you're picking exercises. So I think we summarised it, and I spoke to Henry Osteo, and he was like, it's just really good exercise selection. It's just, that's what it is. And I was like, yeah, it's just having the exact rationale for what you want to do. And why wouldn't you want that?
Easy, mate. Easy.
It was good. Enjoyed myself. I spoke for a person who was attending, I did speak quite a lot, but I think that was because Michael, I don't know, if you're at a course that somebody knows, they tend to look at somebody in the audience or whatever who wants to talk. I like the sound of my own voice when I know what I'm talking about.
You do, don't you, mate? I've noticed that in the last 10 minutes.
Biomechanics down, I like it. But yeah, my jam. It's alright. It was good. It was good fun. Enjoyed myself. Have we got any other business?
Don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Just go and leave us a review if you haven't already on iTunes.
On where? iTunes?
Yeah, I just was like, is it called Apple Podcast now? iTunes?
I think it's App Store.
Podcasts.
No, that's podcasts. It's called podcasts. We don't even know where it is. Jesus Christ. Why can't you do reviews on Spotify?
No, I don't know. Maybe they take them from Apple, I don't know. But yeah, go and do it. Go on the podcast app, please, and just review us. Just write a nice little sentence. Just give us 5 stars, and we'd love you.
Just 5 stars. We have 141 ratings.
Let's get that to 150 by Christmas. Come on.
Yeah?
Come on, people. Come on, people. We love it.
Shall we read the last one? 13th of November. That was ages ago. It's like 2-3 weeks ago. Been listening for a while. Started from episode 30. All right, just miss out the first. That's probably a good decision, to be fair. But
yeah, to be fair, the first 30 probably weren't our best. But
just reached episode 100. Wow, that was the 13th of November.
Wow.
I don't know when he obviously started, but yeah, easy to listen to. Guys know their stuff. I do like that a lot of people always mention that, but also don't take themselves too seriously. A lot of people say that, and I'm like...
It's good though, isn't it?
I guess so, but...
Well, because a lot of people, mate, because the fitness industry, the amount of people who take themselves and they think they're fucking gods, it's ridiculous. Like, they think that they're untouchable.
We can take ourselves seriously.
Yeah, but... On a light-hearted podcast, though, I really love that feedback. That's exactly what I want. I wouldn't want anyone to think anything else. Because it's just fucking training and nutrition, really, isn't it? It's not something to take seriously, but the way people go on about it, you think it's life or death.
I don't like this one. I've been a fan of Dan for a while. Fuck off.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. Who's that?
I don't even get a name drop.
Yeah, I wouldn't name drop you either, mate. You're boring.
Awful.
Who was that then? That's really nice of someone to say that.
There we go. Great balance between science and facts and personality and humour. Someone needs to learn how to use a comma. Between Dan and Tom. Listened to a few episodes quickly. Contacted Dan about coaching. Didn't want to contact me, did they?
No, why would they, Tom?
Why would they?
Why would they?
Definitely not. Fantastic both guys. Hosted by both. I don't know. Dan doesn't host rambles.
I don't really do much. I just run, don't I?
Keep the whole thing going. I realise we'll put the links in together. Jeez. Dan's knowledge of nutrition against Tom's knowledge of training makes it a healthy discussion. I don't know.
Fucking guerrilla diets, yeah, healthy discussion. Fucking brilliant.
Guerrilla diets and tanning your perineum.
That's what you get on this. I mean, we don't take ourselves too seriously. Come on.
I mean, on that note, I think we will catch you next week.
See you next week.